The end of the line for the dollar is coming. This will be the single largest event in human history, for no other currency has been so pervasive in the lives of so many. The ramifications of this collapse will be so large and terrible because of how dependent and warped the societies that were built upon it have become. Every human interaction across the globe will be affected. There will be wars to fill the void of the United States military retreating all over the globe. There will be devastation in the stock and bond markets as the extraordinary privilege of the world's reserve currency ends. There will be panic as the just-in-time supply of 3 days' worth of fuel and 7 days' worth of food disappears. There will be psychological breaks from reality as the 28-day supply of antidepressants dry up for the 1 in 10 Americans currently on them. There will be anger as the world wakes up to their life savings being stolen and no longer having a job. There will be fear as people realize that they don't have any real skills, real friends, or real assets. When the Great Depression happened in the 1930s, out-of-work husbands drank themselves into a stupor or simply left their families. Mothers were left to fend for their kids. There were no jobs, so many people resorted to the agrarian culture and planted food and canned. Do you really think that 80 years later that's even possible? Quite frankly, the Great Depression will be the best case scenario for when the dollar collapses. While the Anglo-American criminal elite will do everything in their power to create chaos to distract from the damage that they have created, they will not get away with it this time. Since the age of the Roman Emperor Diocletian, the psychopathic element is hidden behind power to spread debt and death for more power and profit. For centuries, they have lurked in the shadows, pillaging and causing genocide. Even as recently as 9/11, they have been able to laugh at the ignorant masses that they have herded into debt and death. Well, this is the end of the line for this psychopathic element. The collapse of the dollar and their desperation to hold empire together will show to the world their evil plots. This will be the first crisis and the largest one that will be laid bare for the entire world to see. Russia, China, Iran, and many other nations are well aware of how this debt and death paradigm works and are actively working to build a world without the dollar. Putin successfully outplayed Obama in Syria and took the Crimea without firing a single shot. China will soon have the world's largest economy and holds trillions of US dollars, but their massive accumulation of gold and their shot at the next world reserve currency will be formidable. Iran has suffered for over 50 years under the US aggression since the coup of Mohammad Mossadegh, including the US backing Saddam Hussein in the Iran-Iraq war that cost Iran over 1 million young men. Germany has fallen for 2 world wars started by the Anglo-Americans and has recently been denied their sovereign gold from the Federal Reserve. Germany's financial regulator BaFin forced Deutsche Bank out of the 117-year-old silver fix, stating that, quote, "the precious metals manipulation is worse than the LIBOR rigging scandal," unquote, which is estimated at $800 trillion. While no nation will come out of this unscathed, these nations that have walked away from the dollar will be the first to come back and come out of this crisis much stronger than their current relative position today. So too will those individuals who also walk away first. They will not be immune to the collapse, but will recover the quickest and end up with generational wealth. While we do not expect a mass awakening in the United States, we do believe that the anger phase will lay waste to the current social and political order. American consumerism will be dead forever as this new consciousness realizes the consequences of waste. The puppet politicians and CEOs will be sacrificed to the angry hordes of disillusioned Americans. The real power will slink into the shadows with their gold bars and wait to put forward a new group of collectivist messiahs. Though many will have a plausible deniability of their crimes against humanity, the days of divine retribution are coming. "Vengeance is mine," says the Lord. The schemes and plots that have been hidden from humanity will be revealed for all to see. The apocalypse literally means an uncovering, a disclosure of knowledge of something that has been kept secret from humanity. We can think of nothing more important that has been hidden than the psychopathic element that has convulsed humanity into debt and death. The anger phase will bring about this great purge, and there will be no place to hide once it starts. All sins will be revealed, and Judgment Day is coming. We believe that the end of the line will be tough, and also that it is vitally necessary if humanity is going to sober up from this sickness. Just like a drunk that must hit rock bottom in order to face reality and then take personal responsibility, so too must our society. For far too long, our society has enabled the worst in humanity and have been living in a something-for-nothing dream. With the collapse, there will be no other choice but to get back to what is natural, real, and what works. After the fires have burned out, a new consciousness will grow out of the ashes of the old. Everything that is popular in this paradigm will be dropped like a bad habit in the next. Generations to come will look at the insanity of this paradigm with curiosity, and those that were prophetic enough to walk away from that insanity will be rewarded. A new consciousness will break away from the collective psychopathy of the old paradigm and form a new, abundant individualism consciousness. We will protect all individuals from collective tyrannies. We will cherish the gifts and talents of the young and not saddle them with debt. We will appeal to the highest and best self in humanity. We will love out differences and share in our commonalities. We will seek abundant, resonating people. We will seek to create sustainable solutions. The end of the line is coming. Are you ready?